Hey guys, Dono Jack here. Sorry for the hiatus. I've been pretty busy with all sorts of stuff, but you might recognize this knife, and actually, if you're really observant, you might notice that it has changed somewhat impossibly. Actually, what I'm referring to in particular, two changes. Here's number one. That used to be see-through, now it's black. Number two, I used to have an Emerson opener that I built on here, basically just cutting out this section under my finger, and it has miraculously reappeared. The story behind this is actually the lock bar here broke a couple months ago. Now I like I said, I've been busy, so didn't get a chance to film before then, but essentially I took it out of my pocket and the blade flipped open. I'm like, how did this happen? Well, the lock bar had split in two and fallen apart. I'm not really sure how that happened. But anyway, I contacted Spyderco, and here's their response. They sent me a new knife. I thought I'd also go through this. Name blanked out, but a letter from Spyderco. It says, "Dear Mr. Me, greetings from Golden, Colorado. Enclose our replacements. Knives returned are referred for study to Research and Development Department, so hopefully they'll figure out why that lock bar cracked, if they haven't already, because I noticed it changed color. It's a different material. And there it is. Notice this first time, there's a little typo. Whatever. But I just thought I'd share that. You know, I had basically, when I emailed them, I said, hey, look, I've heavily modified this knife. Well, I don't know heavily, but I've modified this knife. I don't know if it's going to count for warranty. And they shipped it back, and actually this is a pocket clip off of one of those Milwaukee like assisted opening knives, and they made sure to send that back with the new knife, and they gave me a new knife. So I thought that was pretty cool. Another little story along with this. So again, from here you can probably surmise that there's a second from the fact there's a second line in the address. We're in an apartment building, and actually the knife got delivered to the wrong apartment. So I saw on my email, yes, it got delivered, and well, no, it didn't. I never got it. And just kind of a lesson in, I guess, to me at least, in trusting people. My first thought had been, you know, we live on a relatively busy street. Somebody must have seen the package and stolen it. And there goes my knife. Well, it turned out a couple days later, the lady in the apartment way on the other end of the building she's older, seems to be at least somewhat disabled, and you know, I got to the point where I talked to the neighbors and like, hey, have you seen this knife? Or have you seen this package that I was supposed to have received? And I finally got to her apartment, rang the doorbell, and I'm like, hey, did you know anything about this package? She's like, yeah, here it is. Basically, you know, because she's older and somewhat disabled, she wasn't able to bring it over to me, and here I'd been assuming that a whole bunch of people had, you know, stolen it or whatever, and it was kind of a humbling thing for me. I realized I shouldn't do that. Shouldn't assume bad things about people. But anyway, another interesting thing to note, in the original knife, that was a pin. Now it's Torx bit. So I'm trying to decide. I might cut that Emerson opener back into there. I just haven't had time to do that. But I thought I'd share that. Thought I'd say Spyderco customer support is, at least in my opinion, pretty awesome, and I thought they deserve a shout out for that. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.